In spite of Trump's bigotry, sexism, racism, bullying, materialistic focus, what is it in him that you and the many spiritual people that Hillary refers to believe makes him a positive change for the world? Because, no. You know, the problem with a lot of people is that they don't listen to outside of the news. So you see clips that have been augmented, you see all kinds of things that have been set up by the World Bank people. You're going to realize this is a battle. When Hillary lost, they lost, the World Bank lost. That's why you see the rioting, because they're refocusing and saying that he's against all Muslims. Not against Muslims. That's the problem with man's consciousness. It's being manipulated. Start listening to a man talking. I was raised by a very disciplined family. Raised by my grandparents. Went through the Depression. He went to military school 5 years. I see the discipline. Extremely disciplined. And some of you are not going to like what he does. That's for sure. But to call him sexist is ridiculous. I like beautiful women too. Does that make me sexist? If it does, call me sexist. I don't care. I'm a man. I have a male body anyway. And as long as my testosterone is raging, I'm going to be looking at a pretty girl. And if you're a pretty woman, would you be looking at a handsome man? Those are materialistic things. Those are the games people play. This isn't who we are. It's the games we play. But you have to look beyond the surface of what you're seeing and what you've been told. You need to see what's going on globally and etherically. What's going on here? Who's controlling this? See, these are all powers controls. You were just talking about the people and that. Who's controlling the powers? And this world has got a hold of, with Obama, the World Bank grabbed major power and control. Look at the place they're building in Arkansas, the World Bank. If you want to live under control of the World Bank, I caution you, and so does all the spiritual beings, I have to tell you. Caution you gravely. You know, this election was a loss for the World Bank. I don't care who the being was, Trump, it could be anybody. But it took him to beat Hillary, because he knew how to dress the people like me. I grew up Midwestern. I grew up, my handshake is my bond. If I break my bond, I'm a dishonored person. We hold everything honest and truth. I want honesty. The news is so dishonest, it's not even funny. I've been watching this. I've been watching the manipulation of facts. And a lot of people are buying into them and believing it because all they listen is Time Warner people. And Time Warner's World Bank. And if you want to lose your freedom on this planet and everyone else, vote for the World Bank. And there's only two places, Britain and America, are the two countries that fought the World Bank and have won so far. And let me tell you, Britain is going to shine like nobody's business, you guys. Because you guys had the strength to fight the World Bank. The World Bank destroys all that it touches, guys. Manipulates wars. If you don't know what the World Bank is, I would study them, the Trilateral Commission, and understand the agenda of the New World Order. And it probably doesn't have you included in it. See, so it's not about the person. But sexism, bullshit. Racism, come on. You know, you're throwing out words here. Bullying, maybe. He's just a power man. I am too. I see something that needs to be done, I want it done. Because it's needed in what we're doing. But I like to put honey on it. So you're going to see some real strength coming out of here. And a lot of people are not going to like the changes. But it's essential to regain the freedoms that you feel. See, we haven't been blown up enough here in America yet. Oh yeah, we haven't been blown up enough. Even Merkel is going, But what do you guys think in Germany? You see, you don't want to live in a world where you don't want to go out to a place and have fun, fear that it's going to be blown up. And that's the problem. We have a radical situation. Yeah, we'd like to hug everybody and give them love. We have to find a way to do that spiritually. So I'm hoping that things will get changed around to where the spiritual beings like all of you guys can gain in some help with these people. Maybe some of you can get to Trump and spiritualize him a little more. Or whoever. Doesn't matter who it is. I'm not just a Trump person. We have to change the World Bank power and control. Doesn't matter who it is. Could have been Cruz as far as I'm concerned. I liked Cruz until he started talking his tongue, and it's like, Cruz, come on, man. I liked a lot of those guys. But did they have the power to beat Hillary? The World Bank. See, that's you have to understand that you're too much into the elections and this. No, you want to see what's going on with the world. What's going on worldwide? What's the power trying to do? See, and socialism is the order of the day. Half the movie stars have this drummed up idea of all the love and socialism. Well, France is a good idea of socialism. Obamacare. Well, the Canadians coming down here with socialistic medicine buying our health care. Our neighbors from Canada, she said she just went across the border to get a $1,700 MRI because she couldn't get it fast enough up there. And we see all these things, and I don't want to rely on that. Don't ask me about politics, because I'm not a politician. I think politics is messed up, and I'm glad that at least a businessman is going to run things and maybe correct things, because as a business, and I can only speak as a business, they've super taxed us in this country. Look at all the businesses that left this country. We were getting ready to move this God's Herbs and our Herbal Club to Panama, because our tax base is so high, we can't keep up with the growth because we're too busy trying to pay the past taxes because it's so high. So when we see someone in there, I don't care who it is, Cruz, it could have been Hillary, if it had been a pro-growth, lower taxes, that sort of thing. Doesn't matter who it is. I'd love to see a beautiful female run this world, or this country. Not Hillary, not the Clintons. I followed them for years, but some real spiritual female. Just correct all these things. So we'll see. But what type of species do you mean are leaving the planet and grows? I'm not going to say. Some of you already know that. You've been in my office talking about that group, and I don't want to really say. I'll just give you a link that Jesse Ventura did a story on it, and he didn't understand it. David Icke, he didn't understand David Icke. And so he didn't understand frequency shifts and differences of frequencies. And we have to nowadays. And you're getting to understanding that through this health stuff because of frequency changes. And everything's frequencies and levels and things, same as chemistry, you know. But I'm not into fighting politically. I don't really care. I'm about the freedom of the individual and awakening up to God consciousness and whatever we can do to do that. And killing each other on this planet isn't a way. We have to find a way to protect ourselves, but also help those that are low in consciousness. This is a warring planet. And be careful with the war. You know, war just begets more war, begets more war, begets more war.